Hello, and welcome to our physics class. And in physics today, we shall be looking at the topic current electricity. We make use of electricity in our daily life, especially in powering our appliances. And in this topic, there are three basic quantities which needs to be understood clearly before we will proceed into the calculation aspect. The first one is electrical current. Current is represented as I. The second one is potential difference, which is represented as V. And lastly is electrical resistance, which is represented as R. Let's take the first one, electrical current. Electrical current is the rate of flow of charge round a circuit. Current is the quantity of the charge over the time taken for the charge to flow round the circuit. Quantity of charge has a unit of coulomb, which is represented as C, while time has an SI unit of S. I equal to Q over T. The SI unit of current is ampere. It's represented as A. That's the SI unit of current. We detect current in a circuit by the use of a galvanometer. What does it do? It detects. It is not what measures. And for you to measure it, we need an ammeter for measuring the current that is flowing through a circuit. And you should take note that the ammeter is always connected in series with the circuit. The ammeter is connected into it so that it can take the quantity of current that is passing through this circuit. We look at the potential difference. If you have a circuit and you have to take the potential difference 2 points in a circuit, you are looking for the amount of work done when one coulomb of charge is being moved from one point to the other. So if you have a coulomb of charge which is being moved from one point to the other, and if you decide to look for the potential difference across these 2 points, let's call this point A and point B, you connect an equipment there. That equipment will be able to calculate the potential difference, that is the work done to move that charge from point A to point B. Potential difference is measured with a voltmeter, so we can have it as V over here. The SI unit of potential difference is volts. When current flows, it does so because there is a kind of electrical pressure difference between 2 points in an electrical circuit. And now there's something that is very close to potential difference, which is called the electromotive force. That is EMF, electromotive force. There's a difference between electromotive force and potential difference. So let's say that here we have a key. A key is a switch that turns on and off this particular circuit. And over here we have a cell. And across this place we have a resistor. Here is the cell. Current moves and flows on like this. We want to differentiate EMF from potential difference. When this key is closed, that is in this form, the current will be flowing from one point to the other. So potential difference is the work done when one coulomb of charge is being moved from one point to the other in a closed circuit. But let us say that this circuit is opened, and when it's opened, meaning that there is no current that is flowing in it. When we measure the potential difference between these 2 points, what we are going to get is EMF. The EMF is the potential difference between the two terminals of a cell when it is not delivering current to the circuit. So when you measure the potential difference here, what you will get is the electromotive force. And in most cases, the electromotive force is greater than the terminal potential difference. Now, another thing you should notice is that a voltmeter is connected across the 2 points because it has a high resistance to the flow of current. This material in which a voltmeter is built with has a very high resistance to the flow of current, and so that is why it is not built in series with the circuit, rather it is built across it. We look at the electrical resistance. The word resistance means disallow or flow of something. In electrical resistance, a substance has an ability to resist the flow of electricity. Resistance is measured in ohms and it is represented as this. Resistance is also known as the ratio of potential difference, which is V, across the conductor to the current flowing through it, which is I. Resistance is the ratio of the potential difference across the conductor to the current flowing through it, which is R equal to VI. And this particular equation is going to be very important in solving our questions under electricity. And with this, a graph can be plotted in which we plot voltage against current, where V is in volts and current is in ampere. And when we plot this graph, you will have a straight line positive graph. Considering that when we draw a slope, its slope, we'll have it that, let's call this point A, point B, and point C. With this, we'll have a slope which will give us the resistance. Still on resistance. So resistance of a substance is its ability to resist the flow of electricity. Substances that are very good conductors are poor resistors, while poor conductors are good resistors. The best conductor that we know is silver, followed by copper. And if you are looking for highly resistant wires, we'll be talking about Constantine, manganese. These are very good resistors. They can resist flow of current very well. We could have resistors that are connected in series into an electrical circuit. In this case, we have just one resistor here. But imagine if we have two resistors like this. One thing is that the current will flow through the resistor. When they are connected in series, it is the same current that will pass through this first resistor and the second resistor, just that the potential difference across them will be different. This black here is the potential difference which is drawn across this resistor. Now, if we are to calculate the potential difference across this, it will be different from each other. Now, when these resistors are connected in parallel, just as this, so imagine that we replace this single one with this double. When they are connected in parallel, we have different currents that will pass through each resistor. The current is going to be shared based on the resistances of the resistor, but in this place the same current will pass through it, but different voltage or potential difference. Now, another thing is that when you have resistors connected like this, we call this a series connection. Now, in this series connection, you can get total resistance by adding R1 plus R2. And for parallel, you can get the total resistance by having 1 over RT equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. Looking at this particular circuit over here, we've brought in something different. Now we have a cell. Take note that several cells make up a battery. Now, in a cell, the electrolytes in the cell also poses some resistance to the flow of current, and so we have a small R over here, and this is the cell. In the cell, we have the electromotive force from here. Here we have the ammeter, and here we have the voltmeter. And don't forget that we said that we can get the terminal potential difference of a cell, and the terminal potential difference is just like the potential difference between these 2 points when this key is closed. So the potential difference across any point is the terminal potential difference. But when we open this key, current will not be flowing through this circuit any longer. You can calculate the potential difference across this cell. When it is not delivering current, what you are going to get is called the electromotive force. We said that the EMF will be bigger than the potential difference. Why? Because this is the only resistance, or is the only resistor that we have in this. But when you consider that the current had to flow through this wire, the wire is going to pose some resistance to the flow of current. Likewise, this resistor. Because of that, the flow of charge will yield a lower potential difference. The next question. Calculate A, the current in each external resistor. B, the potential difference across AB in the diagram. So here is a sketch of the diagram where this is the cell, this is the EMF, and here is the internal resistor. We have an external resistor which is 1 ohm, and we have these two other external resistors which are in parallel. We were asked to calculate the current in each external resistor. So we find the current flowing here, current flowing here and current flowing here. So let's take it like this. First, let us calculate the total resistance of these parallel resistors. So we have it that the total resistance will be 1 over total resistance equal to 1 over 10 plus 1 over 5 for the parallel. So here we have 10, 1 plus 2, 1 over RT, so that will be 3 over 10. So 1 over RT is 3 over 10. So what exactly is RT? We can get our RT by multiplying this 3 with this RT, which is 3 RT equal to, then 10 multiplies 1. So we are left with RT to be what? 10 over 3. So we have an RT of 3.33 ohms. That is the total resistance for these two resistors. Next, it is in series with 1 ohm and also in series with this internal resistor over here. We want to calculate the O resistance. So we have it that since they are in series, we'll have the 1 ohm, which is this, plus this one, which is 10 over 3, plus this 2 over 3. So we'll have 3 plus 10 plus 2, and that gives 15 over 3. So we are having 5 ohms as the total resistance in this circuit. Now after that has been gotten, we will now calculate the current which is flowing in this circuit, and we calculate the current by saying that current is equal to E over all this R, all the R, which is the RT. So the electromotive force here is 3 and the total resistance is 5 ohms, so 0.6 ampere. So this is the current that is flowing through the entire circuit. With that already gotten, that current is the exact current that is flowing through this 1 ohm. We have gotten the first one, that's the first external resistor. Current through the 1 ohm is equal to 0.6 ampere. Alright, then we want to calculate the current through this. Now we said initially that when the current comes here, it separates depending on the value of the resistor. What we need to do at this stage is to know the potential difference across these 2 points. So what we need to do first is to know the potential difference across these 2 points, because the potential difference across these 2 points is the same thing for the two of them. So how do we get that? We know the current flowing through it, which is 0.6 ampere for the first one, and then for the two of them, that's for these two parallel resistors, we have a total resistance of this, that's 10 over 3. So we have that we are going to use 10 over 3. So to get the potential difference, which is V, is equal to 0.6 times 10 over 3, and that is 2 volts. It is 2 volts that is potential difference. Now we're going to use that potential difference with this 10 ohms to calculate the current that is flowing through this place. So we will now say that for the 10 ohms resistor, the current flowing through it will be the voltage over R. The voltage is 2 volts over 10, and that will be 0.2 ampere. Then talking about for this second one now, for the 5 ohm resistor, the current that will be flowing through it will be the potential difference, which is 2 over the resistance, which is 5, and that will be 0.4 ampere. From here we have calculated the current flowing through the 1 ohm, 10 ohms and the 5 ohms. Next, the B part says we should find the potential difference across AB. That will mount a voltmeter across this place and look for the potential difference. The current flowing through the circuit still remains 0.6 ampere from our earlier calculation. Then the resistance is 1 ohm. So the potential difference across this place will be I times R, and that is 0, and that will be 0.6 multiplied by 1, and that's 0.6 volts. That is the potential difference across these points.